Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing good. So today we're going to be making a bustier wrap pencil dress. We need about 2.5 meters of fabric for this tutorial. Like I always say, to know the fabric you're going to cut out, you use the biggest part of your body to cut out the fabric. So for the upper part, the bust is the biggest part of the body. I'll add some allowance to it. So let's get started. First, we cut out the upper part before we cut out the down part of the dress. So we'll go ahead. This is the front one. I will cut the front one out first before I cut out the back one. Then I'll go ahead and turn it to the wrong side. My fabric is folded into two. So we have to place the measurement now. So because it's an off-shoulder top, we minus 4 inches. So you can minus 3 inches, 5 inches, depends on you. I'll minus 4 inches. You still place your taper light. So from shoulder to bust is 10 inches. Then I'll add half an inch for seam allowance. That is 10.5 inches. That is this mark I placed here, 10.5 inches. Then from shoulder to under bust is 14 inches plus half inch seam allowance. That is 14.5 inches. And the waist measurement is 17 inches. Then I add half an inch for seam allowance for the upper part. That is 17.5 inches. And remember, I'll also be joining it here. I'll add 1 inch seam allowance here. So that is 18.5 inches. Go ahead and place the bust band. The bust band I'm working with is 8 inches. 8 divided by 2 is 4 inches. Then I'll be adding half inch for seam allowance. So that is 4.5 inches. Then I'll place my 4.5 inches here. I will take it all the way down. I will take it down to the waistline. Just draw a line here. I'll still draw the line up. I will take it to the upper part also. See, draw it. And draw my line here. So on the side, I will take 1 inch on this side, the upper side. Then I will take 1 inch on this side also. So I will mark 1 inch this side and mark 1 inch this side. So I will come to the bust line. I will mark 1 inch above the bust line. So I will connect this 1 inch to this upper bust, 1 inch above the upper bust measurement I marked out. So you connect the lines. On this side, you connect it also. So I will come to the under bust line. I will take 1.5 inches on this side. Then I will take 1 inch on this side. One inch on this side, 1.5 inch on this side. Then I will come to the bust line again. I will go down 1 inch from the bust line. So I will connect this 1 inch under bust. This is the bust line. So I came down 1 inch here, and I'll connect it to this 1.5 inches I marked out. And I'll connect this to this 1 inch. Then we'll go to the waistline. So on the waistline, I will take 1 inch on this side, and I will take 1 inch on this side as well. I will still connect this 1.5 to the waistline, and connect this 1 inch to this 1 inch to the waistline. So now go ahead and place the circumference measurement. So the shoulder measurement I'm working with is 16 inches. 16 divided by 2 is 8 inches. So I'll place my 8 inches here. I'm going to be cutting these 2 inches out. I'm placing it back so that I won't have shortage of fabric. So this is my 2 inches. I'm placing it back. Then I will take my armhole. I will still place my taper like so, minus the 4 inches. The armhole I'm working with is 9 inches. So I'll take my 9 inches here. I'll just make 1 inch slope here. Then I will come to the bust line. So the bust measurement I'm working with is 40 inches divided by 4, which is 10 inches. And I'll add 2 inches seam allowance. So the under bust measurement I'm working with is 36 inches divided by 4, which is 9 inches. So I'll place my 9 inches here. Then I will add back these 2.5 inches I marked out. Remember, I marked out 1 inch on this side and 1.5 inch on this side. So I'll put them back 2.5 inches. So right from the under bust measurement, I will take it to the waistline, to the half length. So there's no need of adding the waist measurement. So I will take it down. On this bust area, I'll try and make a curve here because I don't want the bust point to be sharp. And here the armhole, I'll take 1/2 inch here. So I'll make a curve here. So I'll be placing the neckline. Remember we removed 4 inches already. So I'll be making it 6 inches. So I'll make the neckline 6 inches. You can make it deeper if you want. So from here, right from here, I will just connect it. You can make it V, you can make it V neckline, you can make it sweetheart neckline. So I'll make it curvy like so, like a V neckline. Right from here. Sorry, I forgot I didn't add my seam allowance here, so I need to add 2 inches seam allowance here. I almost forgot. So don't forget to add your seam allowance here to the under bust and the waistline. So I'll cut it out now. So I'm cutting this side out. So this is the front part. So I will set this aside and cut the back side. So on the back side, I marked out 1 inch for zipper allowance. That is this 1 inch. So we'll still place our tape like so. We'll still minus the 4 inches for the off shoulder. Then from shoulder to bust is 10.5 inches plus seam allowance. Then shoulder to waist, there's no need of adding under bust measurement. Shoulder to waist is 18.5 inches plus seam allowance altogether. So I'll place it like so. The shoulder I'm working with is 16 inches divided by 2, which is 8 inches. The armhole, on this line, I'll put my armhole 9 inches. And I'll mark it. I'll draw a line here. Still go ahead and place the bust palm 4 inches plus 1/2 inch seam allowance. That is 4.5 inches. And make sure you place it right from here, because this one, the 1 inch for the zipper allowance is not included. So I will take it right from here. So this is 4.5 inches. Now we'll take it all the way down. I'm only adding that to the back side. I will come to the waistline, then take 1/2 inch on this side, and I take 1/2 inch on this side. I will connect it right from the bust point, right from the chest or the bust line. Take it down. So I'll go ahead and place the measurement. The bust measurement is 40 divided by 4, 10 inches. I'll place my 10 inches, then I'll add 2 inches seam allowance. The waist measurement is 9 inches, 36 divided by 4 is 9 inches. Then I will add this 1 inch dart. I will add it back, then add 2 inches seam allowance. I'll link the lines together. For the back neckline, You can do any neckline you want to take. And I will just take 1 inch. So this is the 4 inches we marked out before. I will just come and take 1 inch for the back line, the back neckline. I'll mark 1 inch slope here. So that's length here. So I'll go ahead and cut it out. So I will cut the back side into 2 because that is where the zip will go through. So we are done with the upper part of the dress. We'll be doing the down part now. So for the down part, we use the biggest part of the body. I'm using the hip to cut out the hip measurement to cut out my fabric. So I added some allowance to it. So I'm turning it to the wrong side. I will cut out the front one first. The only difference between the front and the back is the zipper allowance. I'll be adding 2 inches zipper allowance to the back side. So I turn my fabric to the wrong side. I'll go ahead and place the length of my skirt is 27 inches. Yeah, I'll be adding 1 inch for seam allowance. So I will place my waist measurement. The waist measurement is 36 inches divided by 4, which is 9 inches. Now I will place my 9 inches here. And I'll add 2 inches seam allowance. From waist to hip is 8 inches. I'll mark the 8 inches here also. The hip line is 46 inches divided by 4, which is 11.5 inches. 11.5, I mark my 11.5 inches. Then I add 2 inches for seam allowance, that is 13.5 inches. And we'll mark this 13.5 inches all the way down. I'll connect from the waist to the hip. And from the hip, I'll take it down. So on the down part here, remember this line here is the hip measurement. So I will minus 1 inch right from the down here. And I will connect it from here 1 inch down the waistline. So go ahead and cut it out now. So I'm not adding that to it. So I will use this to cut the back panel. So I'll fold my back panel into 2. Then I'll place the front one against the back side. I said earlier that the difference between the front and the back is the zipper allowance. So this is my zipper allowance, 1 inch on this side and 1 inch on the other side, that is 2 inches. So we'll place it against it, then cut it out. So I'll cut the back one into 2, because that is where we insert my zip. So I'll notch the midpoint so that it will be easy for me to locate. Then I'll open the front one, open it up. So you come down on this is the midpoint. I will come down here. It depends on how open you want the front part to be. I will take 20 inches here. I'll mark 20 inches right from the waistline. So from the waistline here, I will now look for the midpoint, place my tape like so, then mark about 5 or 6 inches. Okay, let's say I will mark 7 inches right from the waistline here. From here, I'll mark 7 inches. So I'll go ahead and take this 7 inches. I curve it to this point here, this 20 inches I mark. Then from here I take it to the point here, end point here. So I will just explain it again. From the midpoint I marked out 7 inches. So I'll be cutting this side off, and I will take it, draw it to meet these 20 inches I marked out. This 20 inches is optional. You can, if you want it open, very open, you can go up, but I just want mine to be 20 inches. You take it to this 20 inches, you draw it to the length of the fabric, to the length of the skirt. So I'll be cutting this out now. So this is one side. So I will cut 2 of these, one for this side and one for the other side. Be careful when you're cutting it, don't just cut it the same way. This one is facing the other side, then you turn it to this side and cut out the other panels. So we have 2 of these. This wrap have 2 at the front. So we now have 2 of these. So you can see this is for this side. And this is for this side. This is how you would place it against each other. So I finished cutting the lining and the fabric. I'm adding lining just only to the upper part. Then the down part, that's the skirt part of it. I'm not adding lining to it. So this is the lining. So we go ahead and put the fabric together. I will sew the lining separately on its own, then sew the fabric on its own. So I will sew the lining. I will sew the lining here, join them here, and join this side also. Then I will sew the fabric also. But before I sew the fabric, I will add a fabric interface into it. This is a very soft one. So I came down 1 inch from the neckline, then I cut it right to the under bust measurement. So I'll do the same thing to this side and this side as well. So I'll go ahead and use the pressing iron and press it to the fabric. So after I've done that, I'll pin them together. Then I'll sew here, sew this place right from here to the waistline, sew here also. I will sew the lining as well, sew the lining on its own also. So this is the front one. Then the back side, I make sure the right side of the fabric and the right side of the lining are facing each other. I will sew the neckline, the shoulder, the side, and the others, the down parts. So I'll finish joining them, both the lining and the fabric. And this is the back side. I've also joined it. So I'll make a notch around the stitch so that when I turn it, it will lay very flat. So I will turn it out through the armhole. I didn't sew this place, I left this place unsewed because this is where my strip will go through. So after ironing it, she looks something like this. So this is for the back and the front side. So I'll take the line and lay it against this the fabric, and make sure the right side of the lining and the right side of the fabric are facing each other. So before I sew it, so I cut out this strip, about 10 inches strip, and the wideness is 4 inches. So I will take 1/4 of an inch on this side and take 1/4 of an inch on the other side. I'll turn it to meet this. Then after sewing it, it should look something like this. Then I will go ahead and turn it inside, put it inside here. Right here, this is the bust palm where I join together. You just place this here and pin I pin them together. So I will do the same thing on this side. So I'll go ahead and sew here, sew it round here, sew here, sew the side, and sew this side. Then I will turn it through the armhole. So after I finish sewing it, I will turn it out right from the armhole. I will give it a good press. So this is the front one and this is the back one. So I will now join the upper part to the down part. So this is the back side. Remember I cut the back skirt into two. So I will take one side, pin it to the upper part, pin it round to the waistline. So I will sew here and sew here. I will take the front side, I will take the front panel, the two pieces. I cut out a facing for the front one. This is the facing I cut out. So this is the facing I cut out. I pin it here, then I will sew it there, then turn it to the other side and give it a good press. Turn it round. So after I've done that, I will place them together. Now make sure it's up to the waist measurement I cut out earlier. So I will just stitch here, stitch them together here to keep them in place. Then turn this, pin them round. So after I finish pinning, I will go ahead and sew this place. So I finished joining them. This is the front panel. And this is the back one. So we'll go ahead and attach the zip to the back side before we join the both sides together. So I'll bring the back panel. So I will grab my zip. So I made a stitch here. I sew here, right from here to this place, and I left about 5 to 6 inches unsewed, the back side. And I will now place the zip. I will sew here and sew the other side. So we are done with the zip. So we'll go ahead and sew the both sides together. So make sure you align the front and the back panel. Remember I cut out 10 inches. Why I cut out 10 inches is we cut out the off shoulder. Remember the off shoulder we cut out is 4 inches. So I added 1 inch for seam allowance. So that is why I cut 5 inches on this side and 5 inches on the other side. So this place, I left this place unsewed, so I will tuck it in here. I'll do this side also. So I will take the exact bust measurement, 40 inches. So I'll do the same thing to the waistline and the hip line, the exact measurement, then I'll pin them, then I'll pin it down. I'll go ahead and sew the both sides and sew this one here. the other back side. Sorry I didn't show you guys how I insert the back dart. I've done series of videos on how to insert dart in a dress or in a top, so I don't need to illustrate more on that. We're almost done, guys. I'll finish sewing the both side. So we'll go ahead and cut the sleeve now. So the length of the sleeve is 24 inches plus 1 inch for folding, that is 25 inches. I'll take my 9 inches for the 9 inches I place for the armhole and add half inch to it, that is 9.5 inch here. Then here I will come down by 4 inches. So I got this 4 inches by dividing the bust measurement by 12, then plus half an inch. Guys, I will take the round sleeve. I'm taking 9 inches for the round sleeve plus 1 inch seam allowance, that is 10 inches. Divide by 2 is 5 inches. So I will just take it. I'll take it right from here, curve it, and take it to meet this inches. Now bring it down. Bring it down to meet the 10 inches I marked out earlier. I'm cutting it out. So I'll use this to cut the other sleeve. I'll sew here, then sew the side of the sleeve, the side here. So after sewing the sleeve, it should look like this. So I will now measure this armhole I have here to know how many inches I'm going to be cutting out from here. I'll take my taper. So I have 4.5 inches here and 4.5 inches on the other side, that is 9 inches. So I'll take 5 inches here, because I'll be adding half inch for seam allowance, and I'm cutting it here. You can see they still have different ways of making it, but I just make it this way. And now we hem here. So after hemming it, I will now match the both sides seam together. So I'll pin it to the armhole. And I'll take this side again, pin it to the armhole. So I'll go ahead and stitch here, then sew the sleeve to the armhole. So here is the finished look of our dress. So here is the sleeve. This is beautiful. And this is the down part. So that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. See you on my next one. Please subscribe to my channel. This is your first time of watching my video, and I want you guys please share my video. Thank you. I love you all. See you on my next one. Bye.